So it looks like Joe Biden and his administration are protecting Andrew Cuomo. So the New York Post says, Biden DOJ drops civil rights probe of Governor Cuomo over nursing homes and COVID-19. Oh boy. Oh boy. So it looks like there might be no accountability, at least from the Department of Justice, when it comes to Cuomo and what he did with nursing homes. So I'm sure all of you guys remember we covered it in detail, but he drafted an order which basically said that nursing homes have to take back, older folks who have COVID-19. So they did, and then COVID-19 absolutely ripped through these senior living facilities, and a lot of people died. Thousands of people died as a result of that. I mean, it was a really, really dangerous thing and dumb thing to do, and it was against, I think, CDC guidelines or FDA guidelines. Really just criminal. It was absolutely criminal, and I think it was just a matter of convenience. Like, where are we going to put these people if we don't allow them back in the nursing homes? Okay, put them back in the nursing homes. COVID-positive people. The results were horrendous. So, now the good news is, even though the Department of Justice is dropping this, Cuomo is still under investigation by the FBI and by the Brooklyn U.S. Attorney's Office. So this isn't the only investigation into him. Just the Department of Justice one has been dropped. That being said, the Department of Justice one shouldn't have been dropped if you actually care about justice. So the probes that are going on now involve Cuomo's handling of the nursing homes and his $5.1 million deal for his pandemic memoir. That is just rubbing salt in the wound, isn't it? Making this decision, which led to the deaths of thousands, and then writing a book about like how he defeated COVID. $5.1 million deal for that memoir. Oh, that makes my blood boil. In a letter Friday, the DOJ's Office of Legislative Affairs told Representative Steve Scalise, who's the ranking member of that subcommittee, that New York was off the hook in connection with violations of the Civil Rights of Institutionalized Persons Act. When I first read, it's a civil rights case, I was like, I don't understand. How is this a civil rights case? But then I got the further context. It's Civil Rights of Institutionalized Persons Act. So really, it's like saying you violated the human rights of these senior citizens who are in these institutions. That's what it's like saying. And again, he's getting off. In August, the DOJ's Civil Rights Division requested information from New York in connection with a March 25th, 2020 order from the State Department of Health that required nursing homes to admit medically stable COVID-19 patients discharged from hospitals. So they got the records, and even having seen the records, they're dropping the case. Now, here's why I think an easy takeaway from this would be Cuomo and Biden are allies, and they probably like each other, and so that's why Cuomo is effectively getting away with it. That's very possible, if not likely, but there is another piece of context which is super important. There are at least 4 other states that implemented the exact same rules. So if you go after Cuomo, you're going to have to go after the governors of the other states as well. It's not like, oh, if you did it second or third, then it's okay that you did it. No, if it's illegal, it's illegal. And if Cuomo goes down, all of them have to go down. So you'd have like 4 governors who are facing these charges. But the other thing is, and this isn't discussed nearly enough, Republican senators copy and pasted these fucking rules and put it in their COVID legislation. What? So, for example, Fox News spent week after week after week just pummeling Cuomo and calling him a criminal and calling this, order horrendous and evil and genocidal. And they were right about that. But they didn't tell you that, for example, Ted Cruz was one of the ones who copied and pasted this and believed in it himself. So it was basically the standard Republican position that this was the right order to do. And they all wanted, by the way, all the Republicans and all the corporate Democrats wanted a liability shield for the nursing homes and for all these businesses where, if somebody goes to work or, they're out and they get COVID at your facility, then you cannot be held liable for it. So it's not on you to keep everything safe. So if somebody has to go to work or, is at a nursing home and they get sick and they say this is negligence on the part of the nursing home, we're going to sue them. The COVID liability shield made it so that you can't sue them and you won't win. You won't get money. there will be no redress of those grievances. So all the Republicans supported that, and the corporate Democrats supported that too. So I think maybe the conclusion from the Biden Justice Department is like, they're all fucking guilty, so if Cuomo goes down, I got to take all you fuckers down. So we got to take down 4 governors and like the entire elected Republican Party in Washington, D.C., which, by the way, okay, sounds cool, right? But Biden's not going to do that because he's in the club with all of them. So I think that's what's going on here. Either way, it's amazing what wealthy, powerful people get away with. And this is just a horrendous example of it right here.